Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Same shirt, different day. It's draft day for me. I had two drafts today. Two 10-man leagues. I had a seventh pick and an eighth pick in the other. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of the strategy I go through. Obviously, the first and the third pick for me are the best, one of the best picks, and then the tail end of the snake as well. 7 to 10 are your more, or 8 to 10 are your more favorable picks. So in this draft I'm about to show you, I got the fourth pick, so obviously not super favorable for me, but I'm going to show you how I kind of play around that, how the strategy should be, because obviously you're not going to get the top three players that everybody wants. So you're kind of left over. You're always going to be with some leftovers, right? You're not going to have your first. You're not going to get the first cut of everything that you want. So I'm going to show you how I play around that. I'm going to show you a couple picks. Then we'll talk about the end of the draft, give you a draft recap. So let's get into it. So as you can tell, this is my draft coming up. 13 minutes left on the clock. You can tell I have the fourth pick. In the last video, I talked about who you should be picking for your first round picks. I don't think I'm going to get anybody that I really want. In a couple leagues, I got a Amon Ra, and I like to go receiver first just because I think that they're more solidified. There's a lot of good running backs or top tier running backs that you could get in the later rounds, some value picks. So I kind of stay away from that. I would love Brees Hall though. Brees Hall is probably the only one on this list that I would really enjoy having. Maybe Saquon Barkley as well, but I'm looking for Brees Hall. Probably not going to get him. So, I mean, if I wasn't able to get Brees, I'm looking to get Amon Ra. Not my favorite pick, but I think he's the strongest receiver in that top 10. CD Lamb obviously out for whatever reason. He just got paid as well. That's always scary for me when picking players, because when they do get paid, they have an off year. A year they get hurt, much like you saw with Justin Jefferson last year. He got hurt, he was on IR for 5 weeks. So obviously he's not something you want. So I'd be out on CD. Jamar Chase holding out. Justin Jefferson doesn't really have a quarterback that I'm too familiar with. Sam Darnold, not too fond of. And then Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's really boomer bust for me. I think that obviously the Dolphins play a high offense, or a high speed offense, and it's really hard to tell who's going to get the majority of the plays, right? Because there's so many big players that can make big time plays, and I don't love him either. So I'm looking for Brees Hall if I don't get him, but I'm going to show you regardless, right? And like I said, I'm going to show you the first couple picks, then I'm going to show you the last couple picks. But other than him, looks like we have everybody in the draft. And then we have one guy that's obviously opted into the auto draft option. Let's see what this guy thinks. I think that he'll take Bijan. I think it's a smart play. I know people are high on Bijan. Hopefully he doesn't, but we'll see. And how are you taking 30 seconds to make your pick, brother? It's the first round. I feel like the first rounds are the easiest ones, because obviously you know who you want. You kind of have an idea of what you're gonna get, because obviously you come into the draft, you know what pick you have, so kind of plan around that. I don't know, man. I'm not the type of dude to wait like the whole minute 30 to picks. You got CD Lamb, interesting choice, but it looks like I might actually get the pick that I wanted, Brees Hall. Depends on what this guy takes. I think he'll take Bijan though. You need to take Bijan, and I am gonna swoop up Brees Hall. That's an easy pick for me. I thought that's a slam dunk. Jets will be great this year. Aaron Rodgers looks healthy. I saw a YouTube video of the Jets posted of the mic'd up, and Aaron Rodgers seems locked in. This dude picked him on Raw. I know you guys can't see, but I have to hide the names for purposes of doxing and whatnot. So we have me. I picked up Brees Hall. Number 5 pick was Tyreek Hill. Number 6 pick was St. Brown. And that's kind of where I was talking about, where the 4, 5, 6, and 7 picks, where they're kind of like, you don't have many fantastic players on the board that everybody really wants, or else they'd be getting picked, right? So obviously you can't go wrong with CMC at the 1. I feel like you'd be pretty dumb in terms of he has such a large sample size that you're like, well, pretty safe to pick him up. Dude at 7 picked Jamar Chase. Obviously, he's still holding out. Not sure what his contract is, how far into the contract extension they've been talking about. So whatever those talks are in, early stages, what they're planning to do with him. Number 8 guy picked Justin Jefferson. Number 9, AJ Brown. Then here we have number 10. Dude has back-to-back picks, obviously, so he got Saquon and second pick and then back-to-back. What you looking at, kid? Who does he go for here? He picked Saquon as a running back, so maybe a receiver. I like Garrett Wilson on the board. Puka Nacua I'm not too high on. Obviously, being a Rams fan, it's hard to say that, but I think that Cooper Kupp will have a big year this year. Obviously, they understand that. A lot of teams understand now that Puka is a force to be reckoned with, so I think that that'll open up plays for either or of them. So I don't love Puka, but some people do, and I understand why. I think he's looking to break like the most receptions in the first couple years of your career. So see how that goes. Second pick was Marvin Harrison Jr. What an interesting pick. I feel like is it weird to like be so high on rookies their first year when you know nothing about them besides their college career, which is obviously super different to the NFL. 12th pick was a Jahmyr Gibbs. I wish there was a way to show you guys without absolutely doxing everybody in this league. 13th pick was Jonathan Taylor. 14th was Garrett Wilson. Then Puka. So obviously I got Breece Hall as my first pick. I'm kind of looking towards a wide receiver. Unless Etienne makes it to me, in which I'm really interested in him. I think it's pretty safe to always go running backs in your first 4 picks, just because, you know, the top end running backs, they're usually pretty solid, and that's kind of what you want, is to keep picking top running backs, just because wide receivers are so easy to come by. You know, pick a player on a good team. This dude picked Kyren Williams. I'm gonna take Etienne. There you go. So I'll show you guys. I'm gonna like fast forward this. I don't want you guys to like see the whole draft. So I'll be back. All right. So I'm on the clock. Obviously, I have 2 strong running backs. I need a receiver. I have to get a receiver here. I can't let too many pass me by. So after this pick, it'll be 13 picks until I get my next one. So I'm gonna go Cooper Kupp. I think out of everybody here, he's the most consistent, the highest upside. A lot of people are riding high on Drake London, but I'm not too sure about Kirk Cousins. Obviously, coming off of an Achilles injury, it's really hard to be super high on him just because of that. So I'm going to take Cooper Kupp. Obviously, maybe Bijan helping Kirk Cousins will obviously play to his advantage, but I don't see Drake London being that dude. So I'll be back again for the next pick. All right, so I'm virtually on the clock. As you can tell, I picked 2 strong running backs. I got Cooper Kupp because I thought he wouldn't be there when it came back to me. So I told you guys last time I wasn't high on Drake London. And obviously, I have to take a 1 here. Malik Neighbors, he's a rookie. I don't want him. Ayuk just got paid. I don't want him. Devontae, not really a 1. I really like Waddle, but I think Tyreek's still that dude, and obviously they have the 2 running backs that can play as a wide receiver as well, you know, a threatening ball catcher. So, going to go back on my word and just take London. Obviously super hypocritical of me, but he fell to this far down, so got to take him, got to take a chance on the kid. So that was my first 4 picks. Breece Hall, Travis Etienne, Cooper Kupp, and Drake London. Now I'm going to just fast forward and show you guys the end of my draft, and I'll catch you guys then. All right, boys, that's it. My draft's done. Take a look real quick. Brees Hall at 1. Second pick, Travis Etienne. Third pick, Cooper Kupp. Fourth, Drake London, Devontae Smith, Jake Ferguson, Zamir White, Tajay Spears, Jalen Reed, Brian Thomas, Pat Freiermuth, Zach Charbonnet. Browns defense, Jared Goff, Justin Tucker. Look how far Justin Tucker fell down in the draft. This is what, the 15th round. And then I ended up my draft with Matthew Stafford. I think the Rams and the Lions both will put up a lot of points this year. So I had no problems taking the QBs last. They were still on the board, so I was okay with that. Just want to talk about, like, surprisingly, you know, like I said, this was the hardest draft I've had today. Just because, you know, having that fourth pick, you don't get kind of the selection that you would want. A lot of people take your picks really easily. Happened a lot all the time. I was in the chat like, man, you just took my pick. The only person I would have liked to have, and literally with one pick away, was Dalton Kincaid. Thought that Ferguson is an okay pick. I don't love any Cowboys players just because of Dak. I don't know what's going to happen with Dak. Obviously, Dak has been paid many, many times, but he wants another long-term contract. Just isn't getting it. Jerry Jones is kind of afraid to pull the trigger on paying any player, so that's what I got. I think I'm lacking in the wide receiver. As far as wide receivers go, I like Cooper Kupp. I wasn't in love with Drake London, but, you know, had to go with who I had to go with. Had to take a chance on him. Devontae Smith, like I said, don't love him. Jalen Reed, I like a lot. Brian Thomas, okay. Charbonnet was one of those dudes where I was like, hey, man, he's still in the draft. If Kenneth Walker ever gets hurt, I like it. You know, he's a great dude. Out of Texas, strong boy. Had him last year. Did pretty well when he got his minutes, right? So that concludes today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe. Leave a comment how your guys' draft went. Who did you take first? Who was a steal in your draft? Who fell really far that you didn't expect to fall that far? Other than that, catch you next time. Peace.